So on the workbench today we have a Fender DG3 Acoustic, and it's in for some fretwork and perhaps a bit of a clean. If you've never seen a guitar that has some sort of viral infection, here's one. This guitar is one of the filthiest ones I've ever seen in my life, and so we're going to take care of that. And there's another small issue down here that we may have to look at. That's going to have to be taken care of. May need a dab of glue or something like that. So first things first, we're going to wash our hands after touching this guitar. We'll take the strings off and start to knock some of the leprosy off this guitar that it seems to have. Show the sticker there. So Fender DG3. These are one of the lower end models that were made in China around the mid to late 90s, I think 96 to 98 or something like that. But we'll see what we can do with this, and yeah, we'll see what we can do. So just to give you some context on this, it's late March 2020 right now as we're doing it. So we're going to get the strings off and see if we can find a guitar underneath all this dirt. And these strings feel unbelievably rough. They're that rusty. These would have been probably nickel strings or something like that, but good God, they are absolutely filthy. This is without doubt the worst guitar I've ever seen, and that's before we even take into account the bridge peeling away. It is just filthy. I know this guitar well, actually. It belongs to a friend of mine, and he always used to play it when we had some like music sessions and stuff in his house, but it ended up out in his garage, and it's been living there for years now, just in every single manner of dirt getting onto it and everything else, and just exposed to the elements and everything else. So hopefully we can get this guitar back. I haven't actually looked at what way the neck might be, or if there's issues with the truss rod or anything like that. So we're just going to do what we can to get it back, and hopefully we'll bring it back to life. If we can't, we can't, but you know, this is what we'll do. We'll try anyway. So we're just getting ready to take the strings off, and we don't want to do any more damage here. So we're just trying to be very careful getting these pins out. And I'll just show you this if I can. So you can see we've got some of the pins still pushed into parts of the body and that kind of stuff. So we're just going to be very delicate taking all these out. And we're going to take our time. We're going to take a lot of time doing this. So we'll probably bring you back when all that's done, as I said, because we want to be just so careful. Don't want to put any pressure on anywhere and cause any more damage than we need to. So just looking at the nut here, and we can see there's quite a gap here between the edge of the fingerboard binding and where the nut starts, yet it's flush on this side. So we're going to take this nut out, and we'll probably put a replacement in. We'll probably make a bone one for it, and we'll probably do the same to bridge pins on the saddle as well. Just put new ones in, and as we said, try and bring this guitar back to life. So we're just using a small little block of wood here and a little light hammer, and we're just going to give it a few taps to see if the nut moves and released. That's our nut out. And as we said, we're going to replace this probably with a bone one or something like that. So you can see just how much damage we have here. All this wood pulled up out here and lots of holes in that, so we're probably going to do a patch from the inside and re-drill all this to get it back. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try and get this bridge off, and it's still actually quite firm even though it's in the condition it is. So we're going to score around the whole thing, just using a scalpel blade, and just kind of slowly just pare away at the edges and try and get the bridge off. So it's definitely still holding just here in the middle where this wedge is, but it seems to be loose on the front and the sides. So as I said, we'll just keep paring away and see if we can get through. So we've just about got the bridge off. It's just barely held on here by a tiny little sliver of wood, and you can see all the dust and everything else that was involved in getting that off, and we can have a proper look at the full extent of the damage now. So with the bridge off, we've cut away some of the loose chips of wood. There's still quite a lot there. So we still have this huge belly here as well. So what we're going to end up doing is cutting away a lot more of this wood here. We're going to put a patch on the inside. We'll show you the inside now if we can. Put a patch on the inside, put a patch on the top. See what we can do about taking this giant belly out that we have here. Just that area where I'm rubbing my fingers all raised. And when we do that, then we might go for a new bridge. I think we have one knocking around. So we're going to show you the inside, and then we're going to strip the instrument down. We're going to take the tuners off, strap button, anything else we can, just to make things easier to move it around. So we'll try and show you the inside now if we can. So we've just got our mirror in here with some lights on it, and this is the inside. You can see just there in the center of the mirror, part of the bridge plate is cracked away, so that'll all have to be pulled out and replaced. We can see our gaping hole there looking straight up at the lights, and you can see we've more damage on this side. So all that'll have to be pulled out, and as you said, we'll get a new patch in there and then one for the top. So at the moment we're just going to do, as I said, we're going to strip down the guitar, and then we'll try and cut away all this loose material we can see there, and try and size up down for putting in a new patch. So we're just starting to cut away a lot of the damage. We're cutting it from the inside and outside and taking away as much rubbish as we can. And this is the new bridge that's going to go on. It needs a bit of work itself, but it is, the string spacing is the same and the angle is the same, but it's slightly larger than what was there. So hopefully when we put this on, it will cover up the majority of the work we're going to be doing here. So as luck would have it, we have this around. So as I said, should cover a lot of the damage here. So we're just going to keep working away and getting rid of all this nasty stuff here and get ready to patch from the inside and on the top. So the first repair of this area we're going to do is, we can see this brace is loose, it's come away from the top. So we're just going to get some glue in along there, and we're going to get that clamped up, and that'll be the first thing we'll do. And we're going to be gluing this from the underside as well to make sure we get all the surfaces. So just getting some glue in on the top here just to get ourselves started. Just a very quick shot to say we've just got a maple piece here gone across, and it's just pressing down on that little bit of a belly we had there. And we've just got a couple of clamps there clamped onto the bracing on the inside just to try and push that belly down a bit. See if we can take some of that high curve out of it. So we'll leave that for probably a couple of days or so to see does that flatten out that little belly a bit. Now taking those clamps off, and if you can just see it here, we've taken a lot of that bump out. Try to get a good angle for you. You can see it's a lot flatter now. It's taken most of it out, and we're going to put our bridge plate in and our bridge plate, and that should stiffen up this whole area and should hopefully stop something like that happening again. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take this piece of maple that we've cut here, and we're going to glue this in just here under where the hole is, and so this will replace the bridge plate that was there, and it's nice and thick and sturdy, and we'll glue that down, and that'll take a lot of the belly out again and give us a good bit of strength, and then we can come back and fill in this area with another piece later on. So we're just going to glue that in place now. So that's our new plate clamped in place there, and so we'll leave that overnight, and then we'll come back and we'll make our top plate. So our first bridge plate is in here nice and solid. That's one we glued from the underneath. It's completely rock solid there, and I don't know if we said it, we have the grain going in the opposite direction to the top, so it should stop it bellying hopefully. And then next we're going to glue in another piece here into the top. This is a piece of 3mm spruce, and again with an alternate grain direction to try and add some strength, and so this is a nice snug fit. So just like the last time, we're going to glue this in here and then leave it overnight, and we'll come back to it then. So come on back, we actually skipped over a part because we forgot to turn the camera on, But our upper part that we glued in is now in place, and we smoothed it down so it's perfectly in line and flush with the top. And we've marked out where our new bridge is going to go. So we've worked out our string alignment and our scale length and that, so this is the exact spot we need it in. So we've just drawn around it now after we put some masking tape down, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut out that tape section, so that way when we glue our bridge in, it'll glue directly to the wood underneath, and we won't get any glue squeeze out coming out onto the top. So when we go around this and we take off the tape, we're also going to chip away the finish, so we get directly back to bare wood, so it's a complete wood to wood connection. And then we'll be able to glue our bridge down into place. So that's our new bridge glued in place and all clamped up. So we're just going to leave that again overnight to let the glue cure, and we'll come back to it and see how we're getting on. So it's been overnight now, so we're just going to take our clamps off. And you can see we've had to glue on some extra little extensions onto the clamp so it could get right up onto the top to hold it down properly. And we did that with all 3 clamps. Yeah, and I'll just bring it in a little closer to have a look at that. So this is our bridge nicely glued down, and we've got some squeeze out all around the edges, so we do have good contact. Because we have our tape here, that should take care of most of the squeeze out. So we're going to take the tape off now and just clean up all these edges here. So we're just going to come back now with a scalpel blade and go around the edge here and get rid of all this masking tape and the small bit of squeeze out that we have. So that's our new bridge firmly in place. We're just going to drill the holes for the string pegs here. We're going to give the guitar another really good clean up. Get some of all this gunk off all the frets here and that. And just give her a clean up. We're going to install some new tuners. We're going to make a new nut. And we'll get her ready to go again. So that's our holes drilled for the string pegs. And we've just put an extra hole in here, should we ever decide in the future that we're going to add a pickup to it. So what we're going to do next is, as I said, we're just going to give her a good clean, and first things first, we're going to scrape all this gunge and gunk off the fingerboard. So we're just cleaning up the frets here, and hopefully you can see how much cleaner this one is compared to this. And that's just with our fret protector in place, and we're just giving it a quick rub with some steel wool, some quadruple zero steel wool. So that's the fretboard cleaned, and we've oiled it and polished the frets, and we've made a new nut and installed that. We've cleaned up the headstock a bit. And so there we have her, and we've put our new tuners on and we've strung her up. And the bridge is looking well and holding well. And so that's repair done.